I'd like to bring up from Dynamic Sports Training, Kevin Poppe. Where are you at? Kevin, we're going around today and we're doing all this testing and we're getting measurements, and it has to do with strength and flexibility, mobility. But I'd like for you to tell not only these players, but the parents why it's so important, not only during the season to stay at peak performance, but during the fall to take time out to better yourself athletically. Now, I'm going to brag on Kevin Poppe here a little bit. You guys ever heard of a guy by the name of Carlos Correa? Bregman? Okay, these guys work out with Kevin Poppe. All right, so he's working with athletes at the highest of the high level in our sport, all the way down to young guys like you. Kevin, if you please, stress the importance of why should these guys be focusing on getting their bodies in better shape?
For sure. Thanks, Jason. A couple things that I wanted to talk about. I talked to most of the groups about this, but I wanted to make sure the parents heard too, is understand that every one of these stations that we just did is just a test, okay? The test just tells you not who you are as an athlete, but where you are as an athlete. Okay, so if you ran a slow 60, it doesn't mean you are slower and you'll always be slow. It means you are slow right now, and we need to improve it. We need to do what it takes to work to improve it. So that's where off-season training, like Jason talked about, comes in. So what I like to tell people is a lot of these tests mimic pre-draft showcase testing and things like that, but imagine it's a college and pro level test, and y'all are not at that age yet. So don't try to compare yourself and say, well, I run a 7.6, so I'm slow, or it was a laser time, I'm better on a hand time. That's not what it's about. It's about telling you where you are so you know where you can improve. Okay, so if you have a good exit velo time, or exit velo, but a bad 60, we need to improve our speed, and a lot of that can come from developing your strength and your speed technique as well. So my big thing is just understand that going and failing a math test, probably the next best step is not to take another math test the next weekend and then just keep taking math tests. It's probably to go home and study, right? Study the math that you're failing. So if you were failing these tests, which everyone in here is technically failing, but you're taking upper level tests. You're taking trigonometry right now. Okay, so everyone in here needs to work to improve on these things. And instead of just going weekend to weekend and doing showcase after showcase after showcase, take these tests and take it with you into the fall and into the off season, and understand those are areas just of weakness that you need to work on. I'm gonna let Hayden talk a little bit about being consistent, strength, and eating and nutrition and things like that.